Scryfall syntax is the single most useful tool in all of Magic the Gathering that I have learned. And I'm here to make it so you can search for cards with precise control over every parameter. You can use it on Scryfall by typing here and here. On moxfield, you can type here, and on archidekt, it goes here. Syntax is similar to Gatherer or Advanced Search. It is much more powerful than either of these options. So you have more control over what you search for. Advanced Search is powerful, but trust me, you will use the additional power that syntax gives you. With that said, I would recommend getting used to Advanced Search before you learn syntax. I will add detailed timestamps in the description so you can come back and reference parts of this video. Scryfall has a syntax guide that I will link below. It is excellent and can help you learn. And if you're unsure of a keyword or how to phrase something, you can search it through the Advanced Search on Scryfall or moxfield. And if you look at the search bar on top of the page, it will have the syntax needed for that search. Scryfall syntax is a text-based search engine. Just type out the correct syntax and it will search it for you. It is broken into different keywords, which will search for different parts of cards. Just type out each keyword one after another. There's a colon that separates the keyword and the input. You put in the keyword, a colon, and then the input into that keyword. It differentiates between keywords with spaces, so don't put unnecessary spaces. It might break your search. If you need to use spaces or punctuation in a keyword, put quotes around the input. The order of these terms don't matter, and Scryfall is never case sensitive. The card name is in the top left of the card and what the card is referred to as. You can search for cards by name by putting the name into the search bar. No special formatting necessary. Each word is treated as a different keyword, so if you search for Guildgate Boros, Boros Guildgate will show up as a response. To search for exact names, you must put an exclamation mark before the name, and quotes around the name if the name has spaces or punctuation. This goes for all keywords. If the search after the keyword has spaces or punctuation, wrap it in quotes. So if I wanted to search for a mountain, but not all the other 13 cards with mountain in their name, you can search exclamation point, quote, mountain, unquote. This should be by far the most used keyword and will go in almost every search you create. The text of a card is in the bottom middle of a card, but there's a difference between the text on the card and the oracle. Because of erratas, the text might change. Most of these changes are small and only affect phrasing. For example, Sol Ring's old versions are phrased differently. If a card is reprinted, the current oracle text will be printed on that card. In rare cases, there will be functional erratas where the effect of a card is changed, not just the phrasing. For example, the companion mechanic was changed from being able to cast companions from outside the game to having to pay 3 mana to put them into your hand. The keyword for this is O: or oracle : and like any keyword, you must put quotes around your search if it has spaces or punctuation in it. By default, if you use the Advanced Search on Scryfall, it will have each word as a separate oracle search. If you use the Advanced Search under archidekt or moxfield, it functions differently. By default, it will put the oracle into one oracle search. So Battlefield Enters Thee will work on Scryfall, but not moxfield or archidekt, meaning that the words can be in any order. Think about where you want to separate your keywords. Do they have to be together in that order, or should you separate them? For example, if we compare these two searches, the words within are identical, but the results are very different since the words can be arranged in different ways. Each oracle search must be on that card, and yes, they can overlap. You can use a tilde as a replacement for the card name within your search. For example, if you wanted to look for ETB draw effects, you could do that with this search. Oracle : quote, when tilde enters the battlefield, comma, draw a card, unquote, T: creature. FO: is in most cases just a better version of oracle : This is because a lot of these terms we will be looking for will be buried inside of our keyword, so we won't get to see them in the oracle. But if we search in the reminder text as well, we can see those results. And that's the difference between FO and oracle. Oracle will not search the reminder text, but FO will. Card type uses type colon or T colon. Like all other keywords, if there are spaces or punctuation, you must wrap it in quotes. If you want to include the entire type line, including the dash, you'll need to type 2 dashes or copy the symbol they use. The search won't work if you only use 1 dash. I would highly recommend that you break each subtype into a different T colon keyword, since there aren't consistent or clear rules about creature type order. The use of and, or, and not is extremely powerful, and you can combine these with any keyword. By default, every keyword is and. Imagining an and in between your keywords will help you understand what's happening. Or splits the entire search into 2, and will show cards that fit into either half of the search. So if I say type colon wolf or type colon werewolf, that search will result with cards that are either wolves or werewolves. Remember that it splits the entire search in half. If I wanted wolves that were 4 CMC or werewolves that were 4 CMC, the search T colon wolf or T colon werewolf CMC colon 4 would not work as intended. It would give me any CMC wolves and 4 CMC werewolves. If you don't want to split the entire search, you can use parentheses, and it will only split the keywords in the parentheses, so the search would be parentheses T colon wolf or T colon werewolf close parentheses CMC equals 4. You can use or multiple times, like in T colon wolf or T colon werewolf or T colon human. And you can use this with different parameters on either side of the or, like in T colon wolf or O colon wolf. Not can be put in front of any keyword to exclude that result by putting a dash in front of the keyword. Any card that matches that result will not be shown in your search result. Say I wanted cards that had creature in their oracle tag, but not non-creature. So I can search O colon creature dash O colon non-creature. You can use is or not to match or exclude a list of criteria. There are too many to list, but I'll link a list below and tell you the most used ones. Scryfall doesn't have a full list, so I did my best to put one together. If it's missing anything, leave a comment and I will update it. Most of these could be searched for by using syntax, but this way is easier. Here are some of the most used ones. Is colon commander, is colon companion, is colon vanilla, is colon French vanilla, is colon reprint, and various land cycle searches, which I'll put on screen. Legality. You can search for legal cards in a format by searching F colon, format colon, or legal colon, such as F colon EDH. This is automatically added if you're using moxfield. You can remove it by unchecking this. You can also use banned colon or restricted colon. Color. You can use the color colon or C colon to search for cards of a specific color. You can use full color names, white, blue, black, red, green, colorless, color letters, Wooburg, and C. You can also use nicknames for guilds, shards, colleges, wedges, and these 4 color names. You can use different functions to change the way it matches colors. A colon is equivalent to a greater than or equal to. You can use greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, and not equal to. In any case where you can use a semicolon or a function, I'd recommend using the function since it's easier to understand. Colored searches any aspect of the card that would define its color. Similar, but not identical to color identity rules in Commander. You can use the M colon or mana colon keyword to search for cards which have a specific mana within their cost. You can use color letters or the official text versions of mana costs from the comprehensive rules. You can use the identity colon or ID colon keyword to find cards which would work with identity rules for a commander of that color. This is automatically added if you're using moxfield for a commander deck. You can remove it by unchecking this. You can use produces colon to find cards which make mana of these colors. You can still use functions and the same mana representation. Display search keywords. If you're using syntax through Scryfall, you can just change how the search is sorted or displayed by using the options along the top and bottom of the search. But if you're using it through moxfield or archidekt, this is the only way to change the sorting of your results. Default sorting is name for moxfield and archidekt, but EDH rec for Scryfall. Change how results are sorted with order colon artist, order colon CMC, order colon power, order colon toughness, order colon set, order colon name, order colon USD, order colon TIX, order colon EU EUR, order: rarity, order: color, order: released, order: spoiled, order: EDHREC, or order: review. Change direction with direction: ASC or direction: DESC. Change how duplicate results are evaluated with unique: prints, unique: cards, or unique: art. By default, Scryfall uses unique cards, and that's usually what you'll want to use. If a card is a duplicate, you can change how Scryfall chooses which one to show with prefer: oldest, prefer: newest, prefer: USD-low, or prefer: USD-high, and the equivalents for TIX and EUR, or prefer: promo. By default, Scryfall will show you the newest printing of a card, but if you want an accurate budget on a deck you're building, including prefer: USD-low, your searches will eliminate expensive versions. Or on moxfield, you can convert all cards to cheapest versions, so this isn't necessary. Also, you can't change prefer with the menus on top of Scryfall. Keyword. You can use the KW: or keyword: to look for cards with a specific keyword. Keyword is a keyword. It is a bit confusing. Say you wanted things that have haste in their Oracle tag, but you didn't want the keyword haste to appear in your search. You could search Oracle: haste KW: haste. Remember, dash is not, so it would exclude everything that has the keyword haste. Another extremely powerful utility of syntax is functions. These compare values to numbers or each other. You can compare any keyword which uses number as an input with each other. You can also just compare these with numbers. Here's a list of the numerical keywords: power, toughness, loyalty, CMC, USD, EUR, TIX, year, prints, CN, artists, illustrations. Most of these are self-explanatory. Here's clarification. Loyalty is starting loyalty. Year will show cards printed relative to that year. If it gets reprinted, those will show up too. Print is the number of reprints. CN is the collector number of that card. You can see that on the bottom of the card. Artist is the number of artists to work on a specific piece of art. Illustrations is the number of different arts that a card has. Random tip: or command F on Scryfall or moxfield to find specific cards, but only by name, since there's invisible text on top of the card. If you search something on Scryfall, you can also look at the top of the page and see a description of your search. This can help you understand what you're searching better. Rarity. You can use R: or rarity, CUR or M, or common, uncommon, rare, mythic to find cards of the given rarity. You can also use functions, just don't compare with other terms. Compare with other rarity. A colon defaults to meaning equals. Use S:, E:, set:, or addition:, to find cards within a set using their magic set code. You can find magic set codes by searching them in the set box on advanced search. Use B or block to find cards in a block by inputting the magic set code of any set in that block. You can also search based off the type of product they were in by using is. I'll put a list on screen and add the list to the bottom of the is/not list. Artist. You can search for cards from a specific artist using the A: or artist:. You can find cards printed with new art using new: art, or cards printing with a new artist using new: artist. Flavor text. You can search for a card with flavor text using is: flavor. You can search for things within a card's flavor text with FT: or flavor: and you can search for cards with new flavor text with new: flavor. Scryfall has something called tags. It's a crowdsourced method of categorizing cards and art. You can use art: or a tag: to find things in a card's art. You can use function: or o tag: to find tags that describe the function of the card. You can see the full list of tags in the link in the description. Keep in mind that these are crowdsourced, so they may not be perfect, but they are quite helpful. Scryfall regular expressions are by far the most powerful way to search cards, but syntax is powerful enough for almost all searches, and regular expressions are extremely difficult to learn. If your search isn't working, try these things. First, check for typos. It's an easy mistake to make. Find a card that does the same thing, look at the formatting it uses, and make sure that you formatted it the same way. Check if your spaces are in the correct location. Scryfall differentiates between different keywords based on spaces. Put quotes around your keywords if they used spaces or punctuation, and remove any unnecessary spaces, which might break your search. Check and make sure that your ORs are formatted properly. If all else fails, leave a comment and I'm sure I can help you out. I'm trying to reach 500 subscribers by 2022, so subscribe. Watch this video next to see the entire history of Magic the Gathering.